لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا وسندنا وحبيبنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الذين قالوا ربنا الله ثم استقاموا تتنزل عليهم الملائكة ألا تخافوا ولا تحزنوا وأبشروا بالجنة. صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Respected brothers, elders, mothers and sisters listening at home, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is such ghani, He is so amazing, He is so independent that He does not need any one of us for anything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not muhtaj. Allah Jalla Jalalu muhtaj nahi hai. But yet the humans in every single part of their life, every single step of their life, they are in need of the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now we normally use this sentence, everything happens with the will of Allah. We normally use this very often. आम तौर पर हम ये बहुत कहते हैं कि सब कुछ अल्लाह रब्बुल इज़्ज़त की चाहत से होता है. ये जुमला समझने में कभी कभार मुश्किल हो जाता है, तो इससे बेहतर जुमला वो ये है कि सब कुछ अल्लाह रब्बुल इज़्ज़त की इजाज़त से होता है. इससे बहुत कुछ तब्दील हो जाता है. If rather than using the word that everything happens with the will of Allah, we were to say everything happens with the permission of Allah, it will change a lot of things, a lot of concepts. Because a question can come to mind, that why would Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will for this to happen? Chahat, wish of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that the human becomes successful on earth, so that in the hereafter they can enter into Jannah, they can worship me alone in the world, so in the hereafter they get the bounties and the rewards of the test that they have been successful in. But the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I will let you do whatever you want. I will let you do whatever you want. The will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not that He wants everyone to suffer. It is the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has given down the wealth. He has distributed the wealth. But He needs that wealth functioning. Therefore some have more, some have less. So the less are in need of those that have more wealth. So the system keeps functioning. But if someone does not take out their zakah, is that Allah's fault? No, it's not. Allah, He can question, He can judge that person straight away. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants, like Namrud, the floor can rip open apart and that person can go deep, he can sink underground. But Allah has permitted them to do whatever they want. With the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, everything happens. The sun comes out with the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The leaves that change color with the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Leaves that fall from the tree with the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Words can come out of my mouth right now with the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah does not need me or you, but we are in need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He wants us to understand this. Another thing is, He is Hakim. He is the one who will give the command. But can my little, let's just think about ourselves. Let's just think about ourselves. अपने आप पर इंसान सोचे. The angels that carry the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The angels that carry the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from the earlobe to the shoulders, it is a journey of approximately 500 to 700 years. 700 years. From one earlobe to the shoulder. वो फरिश्ते जो सात है, सात फरिश्ते, अर्श रब्बिका फौक़हुम यौमइज़िन समानिया, वो सात फरिश्ते जो अल्लाह जल्ल जलालुहु के अर्श को उठाए हुए, उनका कद और कामत, उनकी बड़ाई, उनका साइज, उनकी कुव्वत, यहां से अंदाजा लगाया जाए कि एक कान से लेकर उनके कंधों तक ये फासला, ये मुसाफर 500 से लेकर 700 साल तक का सफर है. और ये जो अर्श है, this arsh, the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, compare it to, in fact, let's go the other way around. Let's go from the human. One earth, how many earths can you fit in the sun? Approximately 1.2 something million, or probably billion. You can fit millions of earths in one sun. And sun is one tiny star. Sun is one tiny star. And that sun, according to other planets, according to other stars, it's nothing. It's like a tiny dot on a big piece of paper. And then all of that in one galaxy. And then you have zillions of galaxies. So let's just zoom out. We've zoomed out. Look at the zillions of galaxies. Where is our galaxy? It's unknown. Let's zoom back in. In our galaxy, where is Earth? Unknown. So let's go back out, zoom out. Then you've got the universe. If it's multi-universes, then we don't know. Let's just zoom out more. All of this is under the first heaven. Heaven is something else, paradise is something else. All of this is under the first heaven. A journey from here to the first heaven, 500 years. What speed? Allah knows. We are using light year out there. The fastest speed that we can think of. Allah knows that speed. And then the thickness of that heaven is also 500 years. Then from the first to the second, 500 years. From the second, thickness is also 500 years. Like this, you have 7 heavens. You have 7 heavens. After the 7 heavens, وَسِعَ كُرْسِيُّهُ عَلَى السَّمَاوَاتِ. Then you have the kursi, the chair of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, on top of water. All of this creation of 7 heavens, the universes, the galaxies, the planets, the stars, the humans, every single creation compared to the chair of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is like a ring in the desert. A ring in the desert. The chair is so big. And then the throne of Allah, the chair, the creation of the heavens and the universes and the creation, the civilization, all of this put together compared to the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is like a ring in a desert. Then you have those angels that carry that throne. So now understand. Let's zoom back in. Then you have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator of all of these angels. All of these angels. The creator is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, Allah has given a command. Allah has allowed something to happen. Zoom in into the heavens zoom in into the universes, zoom in into the galaxies, zoom in into planet Earth, zoom in into Europe, zoom in into United Kingdom, zoom in into England, zoom in into South, zoom in into Bedfordshire, zoom in into Luton, zoom in into Cromwell Road, zoom in into MASJID NOOR, zoom in. A tiny little human with a tiny head, with a small limited mind, wants to know, why did Allah do this for? Why did Allah do this for? He is Hakim. He can do that. But He is also Hakim. The wisdom is beyond my imagination. What was the reason? Allah knows best. I don't know. My mind is very limited to the information that I have. I cannot think out. We should think of it like this. We are inside a plane. We are inside a flight. And the flight starts to shake about. We cannot see what's going on outside. But the pilot makes an announcement. There's a bit of turbulence, don't worry, nothing to worry about, and this and that. We will continue with our flight, blah, 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 blah. We trust them. We trust them. We leave our faith in the hands of that pilot. We trust them blindedly. Why? Because they can see what's going on. They have information of what's going on. Who had the information for the humankind? Who had that direct connection with Allah? It was the prophets. Therefore, we should trust the prophets like we trust this pilot. But obviously that prophet, he has been to Mi'raj. He has seen the heavens. He has seen everything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have made everything apparent to him. He knows what is happening. He knows that there is life after death. And that prophet has told us that Wallahu la yuhibbu adh-dhalimin. Allah does not like those that oppress. That prophet has told us from Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told that prophet to tell the public and recite this Quran in front of them. وَلَا تَحْسَبَنَّ اللَّهَ غَافِلًا عَمَّا يَعْمَلُ الظَّالِمُونَ. That do not think for a second that Allah is unaware of what these oppressors are doing. فَسِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ فَانْظُرُوا كَيْفَ كَانَ عَاقِبَةُ الْمُكَذِّبِينَ. Go, travel around the earth and see how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala dealt with those people that would lie, those people that would accuse the prophets, those people that would reject the truth, those people that would go and oppress, those people that would kill innocent children. Look at Fir'aun. Is he not a sign for the public? Look at Fir'aun. He tried to kill hundreds and thousands of innocent young boys. What did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do? Allah does not need Fir'aun. Allah does not need boys. Allah does not need anyone. What did Allah do? Allah said, okay, challenging Allah. Hakim and Hakim. Allah took Musa alayhi salam, a young boy, and He made him grow up. The upbringing was done by Fir'aun himself. So those that are killing the innocent left, right, center. One is, if you want a war. In the history, armies have fought armies. The right has fought the wrong. But there has always been a battle between warriors. There has always been a battle between armies. There has never been a battle that you move away, avoid the enemy, avoid the fighters, confront the innocent civilians, innocent kids, hospitals, and places of worship, and you don't even go there. What you do is sit in a room with AC on, push a button, and think you're so brave and bad. This is what is happening in Israel. This is what is happening against the Palestinian brothers. This is what's happening in Palestine. This is what is happening in Palestine, where our young innocent brothers, who goes to the hospital to chill? I mean, hospital koi sero tafreeh ke liye thodi jata hai. Who goes to the hospital to have a nice picnic time over there? The last thing you do, who will go to the NHS and sit there for 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours? Wait in that long queue and at the end get a paracetamol. When you know that the end result is you're going to get a paracetamol, or you're going to get some painkiller or morphine, and then you're going to be sent back home. But you still go there. Why? With some hope. There is something not right. There is something wrong. You're not feeling well. You are sick. But in Palestine, it's not like that. You're going to the hospital because your hands are chopped off. Your body parts are fallen apart. Your beloved ones have died in front of you. Your elderly is on the deathbed. Your young ones, they've got their body parts separated from the bodies. They're torn apart. Then they are going to the hospital. And what happens in return? Hospital gets blown down. Hospitals get blown down. So this injustice, it will stop inshallah. We must make sure that we remember them in our du'as, and we can support them however we can. Keeping the law of land in mind, obviously. We will support them however we can. And whatever extent we can go to, we should go to it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect our Muslim brothers and sisters, those that are defending the land of the prophets, those that are defending the third holiest site for the Muslims, those that are defending the stage in which the leadership was taken away from the Banu Israel and it was given to the Banu Ismail. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect them, defend them, help them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to stay strong and support them as much as we can. Subhanallah wa bihamdi, subhanakallahumma nashhadu.